So it's pretty late at night. I'm sick, but I procrastinated on making this video for like the longest because I just had stuff going on and assignments and all that because, I'm still fairly young. I'm not 14 and I'm very deep, but yeah, I'm still pretty young. And if you've seen the thumbnail and the title, you're probably expecting like some blue-haired liberal feminist boogeyman telling you that working out is fat phobic and you should drink a bunch of soy and never improve yourself. And let me say for the record, I go to the gym fairly frequently. I was brought up enjoying the gym. Not to get into too many details of my personal life, but I've been around gym culture since I was young and I find nothing wrong with it. I think it's great. I think everybody should learn a martial art, go to the gym, hit the peak of what they're able to do. So this video is not like that at all. This is mostly about the alpha male and embrace masculinity, reject degeneracy, embrace tradition, type of content.
Normalize guys wearing nail polish, crop tops, honestly any clothes they want, dresses, skirts, whatever.
And if you haven't been living under a rock or, you watch my content, everybody knows who Andrew Tate is. Contrary to popular belief, I think he did push a lot of these beliefs, but I think he more so opened a nasty can of worms when it comes to this type of stuff. Because I definitely think Tate plays up a character. As of this recording, he's detained and all that. I used to think he was just playing a character, and then, a lot of stuff started coming out, but that's besides the point. But a lot of his stuff tying to self-improvement is mostly heavily tied into religion or a sense of hierarchy, in the sense that, for example, he'll say things like, if you're not going for a traditional girl and you're not doing 500 push-ups a day, you're a brokey, you're not connected to God, and you're just a beta soy boy. And then teenage boys, they look at that and they're like, I don't want to be a soy boy. I mean, I'm not gay, I do 500 push-ups, I'm not weak. And so it becomes this kind of tight-knit group, kind of like everybody that says, oh, free top G, oh, I'm not in the Matrix, oh, we're the top G army, and oh, red pill. So it becomes this community, and then you start seeing videos like the ones I showed at the beginning, where it's kind of like anybody who's not like us is degenerate. Anybody who's not going to the gym is a fat liberal. Anybody who's not worshiping God every day is godless and going to hell. The West is deteriorating. So it becomes this kind of echo chamber, and increasingly isolationist and nationalist echo chamber. And I know I just said echo chamber twice. I'm sick. And it's late at night, my mind is completely fried. But yeah, and it's another layer when it comes to that, is because a lot of them, the things they preach and the thing that Andrew Tate or like Sneeko or the other red pillars preach isn't congruent to what they say. And this is where self-improvement comes in, because say for example, Aiden Ross is also a great recent example. Andrew Tate made his start over, I don't want to say exploiting, because as far as we know, trial hasn't come out. I'm not gonna go on a witch hunt. Even as much as I hate Tate, I hate people spreading misinformation and just, whipping out the pitchforks. But as far as we know, it was originally consensual. He got his start off of porn. Simple as is, that's a fact. He admitted to it multiple times. He wasn't making enough as a kickboxer, so he used women to start his empire. Every Andrew Tate fan, Andrew Tate himself, he's like, oh, porn stars, OnlyFans. Actually, I might have just got demonetized, but whatever, I'm on a watch list anyway. Oh, porn stars, OnlyFans girls, you can't date them, they're whores, they're useless, blah, 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 blah. Never depend on a woman, G. Never depend on a woman. You always need to be richer. And it's kind of like a thing where it's like, didn't you get your start, utilizing those women, using those women, getting into that market? If you're really against it and you're really as religious as you say, wouldn't you pick another avenue, you know what I mean, instead of, creating a porn industry? And then his followers too, they're in this constant flux of, oh, I need a girl who has zero body. She needs to be a virgin when I meet her. Never touched a guy, never kissed a guy. Basically acting like they're like living in a village, a small village in Yugoslavia, like arranged marriage type shit. And when you ask them questions, sorry, it's not congruent. Like they'll say that, and then you ask like, oh, so do you only want to bang one girl for the rest of your life or get married? And they're like, yeah, I would get married, but I would have to have some on the side. Men need multiple wives. And it's like, okay, that's your traditional viewpoint out the window. And then it's like, okay, so do you plan on, worshiping every dance that they go into parties or cards? And they're like, no, bro, I'm a top G lifestyle. I gotta grind all the cars and the money, just like Andrew Tate. And I'll get the girls. And it's kind of like, when you're chasing money and women, that's not a religious life. I'm agnostic, but even as an outsider, that's not a religious life. You're not donating, you're not thinking of your fellow man, you're not treating your fellow woman equal. You're just LARPing religion. And the big thing also too, where it ties into self-improvement, whenever you bring these cons up to red pillars or like Andrew Tate fans or Sneeko fans, their excuse will always be self-improvement, even if those said figures still continue the behaviors that they call degenerate. Like if you bring up the fact that Andrew Tate owns a bunch of casinos, which is haram, he's Muslim, or he made his fortune off of cam girls, which is prawn, then they'll just be like, oh well, he's changed, he's a Muslim now, he improved, people can't improve. And it's like, that would be one thing if you change. And it's the same thing I feel with gym culture. Gym culture has a lot of negative emotions from the people that partake in it, that's kind of coming to fruition now. Like for example, when you go on TikTok and you see gym videos, it will either be some like Greek Roman aesthetic funk remix, or it'll just be like some sad person like, oh man, she cheated on me, all girls are the same, I'm gonna get my revenge, I'm gonna make her pay. And it's just like, kind of like, if you're going to the gym and all you can talk about is other people being degenerate or being lesser than you or getting revenge on the people that talk down to you, you're not self-improving. You're not trying to improve yourself. You're trying to improve how other people see you. Which, to be fair, I won't argue that, a lot of self-improvement, and I won't say a lot, like maybe half, comes from the validation of other people. Me personally, I go to the gym because I like staying in shape and being in peak and being able to, be like, okay, if anything happens, I'm able to outrun anything. I'm able to maybe not outfight anything, but put up a fight, etc. and so on. But if you're just going just purely off of validation, like somebody said like, oh, your arms are small, or oh, he's too scrawny for me, and then you're like, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna prove them wrong. You improved yourself, but you didn't improve like your inner self. And I know that sounds corny and people are about, oh man, this dude's a soy boy, he's just like nitpicking, but it actually weighs on you and affects how you see the world. Like I see so many TikToks of guys that will be in the gym, they will be ripped, and they'll just like constantly make content about like their exes, or proving people wrong. And it's like, once you get to a point that you want to be and you're still thinking about other people, you're doing something wrong. And a lot of leftist spaces will say, oh, go to therapy, do this for that, vent, you can cry, you could do that. But reject being a beta, reject this, embrace masculinity, posting war edits. The same groups that draw these young men in, like, oh, this is how you improve yourself, you can make them all pay, they'll be the same ones being like, don't go to therapy, that's for soy boys, that's for weaklings, you don't need therapy, gym is all you need. And then the people that go to the gym constantly wonder why they still feel that way, or either they use those negative emotions to keep going, and it's just like a cycle of misery within yourself. And a big thing with that too, it's not even just women or exes that they complain about. It's also like LGBTQ. You know, you see like the TikTok I showed earlier that basically sums up my entire video. It's just like, oh, they see, you know, people doing pride or, you know, gay people, and then they just straw man some argument or just like cherry pick like one gay person saying like, you know, oh, you could be soft, or like, you know, like the Pokemon clip where she's like, not that I think it's inherently gay, but it's outside the gender norms that people are used to. You know, she's like, oh, I think men should wear skirts and be comfortable wearing nail polish. And then those teen boys in this echo chamber sees that, and they're like, no, that's soft. I can't do that. I can't allow myself to, you know, be soft or be gay. So I'm gonna do the opposite of that. And you just end up like this schizophrenic conservative, just like making up imaginary people in like your mind. Like I'll see some comments like, oh, like it'll be some straw man post about like LGBTQ, and they'll be like, this is why they want respect, or like, oh, they want us to be like them, we'll never be like them. Like, bro, if you want to self-improve yourself, that's for yourself. That's your own personal journey. If you want to share that with other like-minded people, go ahead, but you don't have to be negative about it and constantly seethe and cope and mauled over it. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing, like, let's say I wanted to lose weight and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym. I start recording my weight, you know, cutting food, TOS. Yeah, you know, dieting, and then, you know, I see results. You know, I join maybe a fitness group, and we're all comparing, and we're just like, yeah, we're losing weight. That's perfect. That's great. I think that's a healthy, you know, thing to do. But if you're just constantly like absorbing TikToks that are like, oh, go to the gym, don't be like those weak gay soy boys, the libs want you to eat bugs and be a femboy and not go to the gym, and then it's kind of just like you're not self-improving, you're just doing it for other people, and just like, oh, okay, so you posted a gym video, we go gym, bro, we're not like the others, we're the apex. It's just kind of like, I don't know, maybe I'm just you know, a cynical old bastard. But if you're a young man, or even, you know, in your 20s, because I see like Andrew Tate fans in their fucking 30s, like they have a wife in their profile picture being like, free Top G, he changed my life. If you're a young man and you lasted through this video or got this far, I plead to you, do some reading, read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, Letters from a Stoic, read some philosophy, read some psychology, and just take a break from social media. It rots your brain on both sides. There's so many, you know, straw men and, you know, false narratives out there. Just take time and figure out who you are, not what the internet wants you to be, not what your friends want you to be or what everybody else is doing. Figure out what you want to be and the man that you want to become. So yeah, I basically said everything I needed to in this vid. Comment below, let me know what topics you want me to talk about. I'll try and read up on them so I'm not just talking on my ass. I might do some reaction videos, I'm not quite sure. People don't realize like YouTube videos, and like, I know after I edit this, people are gonna be like, this is what you're talking about, but like, it is such a pain in the ass to edit and like do overlays and like cuts. Well, not cuts, but like long form content is such a pain in the ass to edit. But yeah, I'll try and put out more of these videos, even if this doesn't do well. I think just in case my TikTok gets banned, I have a backup to post like shorts on or long form content. So appreciate you for sticking around. If you made it to the end, like I said, thank you. And check out the links in my link tree. It'll be in the bio. And until next time.